Montenegro, baby. Montenegro looks like an exciting place to live. Beautiful water, beautiful real estate, beautiful mountains, beautiful everything. Maybe beautiful women on the beaches of the world. Anyways, guys, this is Rory Singh from the powerhousemarketer.com. I was asked to do a follow-up video on Etherchain a few days ago by one of my viewers, and I figured I would hold tight and see what happens. Okay, before decided to come up with some content here for you guys. The affiliates of Etherchain, the investors of Etherchain, the people, by the people, for the people of Etherchain. Okay. So through the grapevine, there were some people claiming that Andreas Cartrud, hopefully that's how you pronounce his last name, the founder of Etherchain, and Tron Chain and Cyberchain. Some people were claiming he went to Montenegro and he fled because you couldn't extradite him in that country. But lo and behold, that wasn't the case. Maybe the guy was looking at property. Who knows? Maybe on vacation. Back in Sweden, anyways, based on his Facebook profile. But anyways, what I want to talk about here today is some common sense issues. Okay, some issues. It seems like Etherchain, money going down the drain here. Money going down the drain, guys. Why would I say something as horrible as this? Well, it seems like they've, halted the ability to make deposits, and they're issuing withdrawals. The good people behind Etherchain, Cartrude and his crew, out of the kindness of their hearts, are issuing all investors and affiliates their investments. Okay. Now I'm seeing a lot of talk about the high prices of gas fees and transaction fees and all that stuff. But is that really true? Is that really the case? Okay. So apparently he didn't flee to Montenegro. He's back in Sweden. But it doesn't matter, Montenegro or Sweden. No one can really touch the guy, right? What I'm thinking, because this looks like Etherchain is in the process of collapsing. Okay. And they're, having integrity and such and issuing refunds. I was going around YouTube. I'm seeing a few comments out there. Most of the people following Cartrude seem to be, just kissing up to him and saying, "Yes, sir. I love you, sir. You're the greatest person." The people that are doing this kind of stuff are worshiping money, I'm thinking. It's not even the Cartrude. He knows that, right? It's unfortunate that a great majority of people are. But anyways, look, gentlemen, here I found someone claiming that I deposited 1 ETH and I only got back 0.28 from his withdrawal. Okay, that's kind of effed up. He's like, WTF, right? WTF. I would be saying WTF too. One of my viewers shared this image. I don't know where they got it from. I think they're part of Etherchain and maybe got pissed off with the community. And you know what it seems to be, guys? I'm seeing other reviewers saying the same thing. It just looks like funds from recruitment have dried up. But this is an image taken from some of their publications. I don't know where from. Someone shared it with me. And you can see it right here. I highlighted it in red. It says, over the past 3 weeks, less than 1,000 new members have joined Etherchain altogether. So forget about ETH gas fees. Recruitment is drying up. So this is what I figure out of common sense. I'm thinking that Cartrude and his team effed up, right? That's what I'm thinking. Why would I say something like that? Because here, common sense. Look, you've got Etherchain, then you've got another system he launches. TRX, right? Tron Chain, right? TRXchain.io, and then you got Cyberchain over here. And then guess what? Same people are marketing this, marketing this, marketing this. So why would I say effed up, right? I'm thinking effed up because there's only X amount of people on this planet, and there's only X amount of people interested in network marketing. And then there's only X amount of people in network marketing that are actually interested in crypto, right? So the problem here, I'm thinking that they launched too many of these deals all at the same time. That's why I'm saying they effed up here, okay? And what's interesting here, you can just enter anyone's affiliate number and sign up, right? They shouldn't have that, because some people will come here based on stinking thinking. This is Cyberchain, and they'll just click, back button, and then it'll go to the admins, one of the admin members. Some people will do that. You'll have, diehard affiliates promoting these deals, and then you got one of their sites here, and you can enter any number in there. I'm sure there's 333 members, right? They're claiming that they had thousands based on an image. Forget about how many they have, and then you can click register. But a lot of people are silly, and they will just go, I want to go under the big man himself and join the company, and then boom, it goes up to either him. Who the hell is NAN? What does that mean? I don't even want to figure that out, right? Sounds like a food in India. They have a roti called naan, right? But I don't think that's what they're talking about here. Kind of getting hungry right now. I'm thinking of eating some naans right now. Anyways, guys, so these are the things that you guys face as entrepreneurs, okay? So Etherchain will be relaunched with Ethereum 2.0. It's fully running. Thank you. I don't think so. Why would I say that? I'm thinking they wouldn't issue you guys refunds. And there must be a catch with the refunds. I'm thinking based on the comment I showed you earlier, the guy invested one ether and he got back 0.28. I'm guessing there's a whole bunch of people not going to get all of their money back. Okay. But what's the main problem here, guys? Recruitment dries up. What does that mean? A lot of people still don't understand. They think it's hating on, we're hating on the community by saying recruitment dried up. What does that mean, though? It means there's no revenue outside of network marketers on YouTube and Facebook, and even some guys were running paid ads, recruiting, right? It means that there's a lot of, because most of the people who joined were not leaders. Who joined Etherchain, Tron Chain, and Cyberchain aren't leaders. They're just people who are looking for a handout, looking for passive return. They were joining for the idea of spillover, spill under. Spillover and spill under is just bullshit that network marketers make up to recruit lazy people who don't want to go out there and recruit other people. But if you're a passive person, then you are the revenue. Hopefully you guys know this. The only people that could make money with a scam, guys, are the people who clearly understand it's a scam. Okay. Why would I say it's a scam? Because peer-to-peer, right? Smart contract, ability to get peer-to-peer payments created by coders, programmers that were paid by the admins, the owners of these websites. We know who they are. I mentioned them, some of them, the top guy already, right? That's how it works. But if you've got 3 different deals all at the same time, which was a silly idea to begin with, and then you can F around with your details here. Hopefully it's not the case for all of that, right? Then people are not going to be, you guys could be, trying to recruit, and then some idiots are just going to be like, no, I'm not going to go under a newbie. I'm going to just join under the kingpin himself. And they'll click the back button, remove your ID, and join under the company thinking that's going to get them, quick and easy success, that's a story for another day. It's a silly idea. Okay, so these are the issues you guys are facing with recruitment dries up. That means that you guys, the passive people, are not joining for whatever reason. Maybe you woke up and smell the coffee, or maybe there's just too many of the same deals, all being launched by the same people, all being marketed by the same leaders, which is all, to me, they effed up. Okay, silly idea. So too many people promoting the same thing. Of course it's going to dry up. Most distributors don't know how to recruit outside of a personal circle. What does that mean? That means some of the passive people will come in and say, hey, there is an affiliate program, and if I can just convince some of my family members to join, I can just be sitting pretty for the rest of my life. But based on the compensation plan for Etherchain, I'm gonna disagree. You're gonna have to learn marketing skills. If you recruit Uncle Tom and Aunt Becky and your whole family, even, it's not. You're gonna have to recruit all day long, all week long, all year long, in order to keep making money, in order to keep funneling people into the system, just so you can make the referral commissions. Okay. Tron chain, Cyber chain, too many different chains. Recruitment dries up. Withdrawals now. Catch 22 here, guys. I'm thinking that there is a catch, and what's the catch? Most likely you're not going to get all of your money. Why would they even give you a withdrawal? Is it because of the kindness of their hearts? I'm not thinking so. I'm thinking that they're probably going to try and wean you guys, giving you back less than you put in, right? Most of the time with these type of deals, and it seems like the affiliates are so shocked. Oh my God, Andreas is the beautiful man, and he's, he loves us, and he sits on the mountaintops with Jesus. He loves us so much. He's the only guy that ever, the only smart contract that ever, before the exit scammed, gave us back some of our money. Why are they shocked? If it's a legitimate deal, like I see in a whole bunch of you guys saying, then you shouldn't be shocked that they're giving you a withdrawal if it's legit. But I'm thinking there is a catch here, and it's still not legitimate, right? And it's just built around recruitment, right? And I'm thinking most of you, I would love to hear your side of the coin here, so to speak, the digital coin, and give me some of your feedback. If you are an investor, right? Did you get your return? Did you get all of it? And don't just, bullshit and say, yeah, I got $10 trillion and, Jesus loves me and they gave me even more than I put in. Don't say silly stuff like that, because we're going to ask you for some proof. The disgruntled people, you guys, if some of you guys didn't get all of your promises back from Etherchain, from Cartrude, please let me know in the comments lower below. You're going to be helping other people by sharing truth. When you share the truth with people and you help other people, right, with your honesty, in turn, over time, you help yourself. Whatever you put out has to come back, whether it be good or bad. Okay, so I'm going to close this video off with, I'm thinking they're milking more out of the existing affiliates of Etherchain. Some way, somehow, some shape or form. I get all kinds of stories. I get people coming back and say, hey, other companies, right, not Etherchain, I'm just sharing as an example. Other deals, people come and tell me, give me inside information all the time, and they say stuff like, hey, Rory, they want me to pay another fee before I can get my initial refund back, which is crazy. And then some of them pay the extra fee and they don't get squat back. I'm thinking if they have some sense here, that they're going to give you something back. I'm thinking they're trying to establish, some rapport with you guys, some credibility with you guys. And I figure what's going to happen is they're going to funnel you guys who are, singing the sunshiny and rainbowy song with Cartrude saying, he is the sweetest man I've ever met, stuff like that. You guys are going to end up joining this here or this here, right? And what I'm thinking is these deals, because of what's happening here, and recruitment is dying out or has died out, so it dried up the revenue coming into the platform. if revenue, that meaning not enough passive people giving their donations, right? Peer-to-peer donations, then it dries up and company can't stay in business. So, I'm going to issue a refund, get people into these deals. And to me, it's a sign that both of these are eventually, same thing's going to happen. As I said, there's only X amount of people online that are going to join these smart contract type of deals. And I think that they've reached their peak in the amount of people that are actually joining these three opportunities. Okay. So I'm figuring only time is going to tell, but this is how it's been going. I've been doing these reviews for a very long time, and history keeps repeating itself. It looks like eventually, once they, issue some form of refund, get you guys into Tron chain, Cyber chain, and then somehow squeeze some more money out of you, and then eventually, boom, and then eventually, boom, and then eventually, living on the beaches of the world. So I'm going to close this video off with the idea that some of you guys are here preaching Jesus on Facebook. I see it all the time. And then, openly pumping people into scams. That doesn't make any sense to me. And then other people on Facebook, I see you guys saying stuff like, if you have a job, you're building your employer's dream and not yours. I'm going to close this off with the idea that if you guys are pumping people into scams because you think the products, well, they don't have products, but the idea will sell itself. A guy came to me the other day and he said, hey, Rory, the only thing that I can be successful with is crypto. I think he thinks that crypto is the product and it's what sells. It sells itself. But no, if we look at what is closely happening, it's the leaders, a handful of leaders who have learned skill sets of marketing from legitimate platforms. Unfortunately, hey, people are people. Even if success online is not that hard, guys. Money down the drain is happening again here with this deal. But success online is not money down the drain. Success online is it's quite easy, but it happens over time, long-term commitment, etc. and blah blah. You guys know the spiel, right? It's not hard, but it's going to take some effort and some doing, and nothing sells itself. People sell stuff. Salespeople. Now, in the case of internet marketing, marketers with skill sets, and I see a whole bunch of people on Facebook and YouTube, blindly following, saying, "Hey, we don't have to, partner up with any legitimate system. We could just copy everyone else. We don't have to learn this stuff. We'll just copy. We'll just copy what we think's working." And that's the problem right there. Only the leaders seem to have enough education on traffic generation, on marketing strategies, how to convince people. Okay, I'm going to close this off with a little idea that's going to help you out, whether you're part of Etherchain or not. Okay, but before I get there, look at this beautiful place, Montenegro. It's a good place to go and buy a mansion, get a whole bunch of people into your deals, buy a mansion, and live on the beaches of the world. It's beautiful. Isn't that a beautiful idea? Okay, so let me close this video off with Betty Crocker. What does that have to do with anything? It has everything to do with everything here, guys. Everything has everything to do. Betty Crocker, founded in 1921. So here's the story. This is marketing right here. If you guys don't know the story, it's a nice little sweet story to close this video off with. Betty Crocker came in 1921 with her cake mix, right? My mom, I didn't know. My wife told me this. I should know. When I was growing up at home, I wasn't, I was out there driving hot rods, driving Camaros, Firebirds, Formula Firebirds, picking up girls in Ottawa, Ontario, just hanging out with buddies, skipping school, drinking beer, having fun. Wasn't paying attention, but I knew my mom was a great cook. But my wife told me the other day, she said, your mom doesn't make box cake. My wife calls it box cake. And I'm like, really? She's like, she makes it from scratch. Why is this part of Etherchain and marketing and make money online? It has everything to do with it. Because here's just a little story. So Betty Crocker knew that back in the 20s, and even now, most women who actually like to cook, yeah, a lot of men are cooking nowadays, right, in the households. But back then in the 20s, most women thought it was just evil, right? It was just evil to come out with a cake mix, a box cake mix, and not making it from scratch for your family. So Betty Crocker and her marketing team figured, well, how the hell can we get them? Because the product's good. I buy Betty Crocker up to now. I make their cakes. I don't want to sit there and make from scratch, but some people do still up to now, my mom included, right? I just tell my wife buy these box cakes because I like them, good enough for me. But my mom doesn't, apparently. Old school. So Betty Crocker says, and her team come up with this idea. We will add a symbol into the equation. What was the symbol? Can anyone guess? Put up your hand if you know the answer. Add an egg to it. Even Gordon Ramsay agrees. Gordon Ramsay agrees. I like Gordon Ramsay. Awesome guy. Add an egg to it. What does that mean? And what does that mean for you guys trying to figure out how to market yourselves online by, willy-nilly without getting trained properly, and then seeing the big leaders taking the big spots on the leaderboard over and over and over, and after a while you're wondering to yourself, am I screwed? Are they just lucky? No one's joining, not enough people are joining me, but they're joining them because they were trained properly and they know there's certain triggers, there are certain symbols. It's all about selling and selling naturally. Now with Betty Crocker and her team, they started selling these cake recipes or these box cake mixtures like crazy, especially going into the 50s. Even Ramsay agrees right here because they just added one simple sentence, add an egg to it. What did that do? All the women, right? This is very important. Women in the 50s. Look at this here. So all the women look, Lucille Ball's there, even she might agree. All the women in the 50s, they were like against the idea of cakes in a box, and all you got to do is, add an egg to it. But when Betty introduced that idea, it said something to them unconsciously, at the unconscious level. Add an egg to it. To a woman unconsciously, not at the conscious level, at the unconscious level. That means it has to do with fertility. It has to do with giving life. They spoke subliminally to women who actually had a busy lifestyle, and they started selling their cake mixtures because back in the 50s, right, they were just recovering from World War II. And women were getting into the job market more and more. That they had less time, right? They weren't all working full time like they are now, but they had less time that they had back in the 20s compared to the 50s. So Betty introduced the idea of an egg, which is a symbol, and in their minds, unconsciously, they thought, this is a great idea, but what they're thinking about is fertility and giving birth at the unconscious level. And the cake party happened and started selling cakes like crazy. Okay. Now another thing I'm going to say before you go. Okay. So a lot of you guys don't believe, we don't have to be taught how to do these things. In order to succeed online, You have to sell something that you yourself unconsciously believe in. You could come here today and say, wow, it's a smart contract. It's beautiful. It's sunshiny and rainbowy. It's an easy sell. But if unconsciously you don't believe in what you're sharing with will actually help people and it's just going to help you, then you're not going to do very well. There are some people, sociopaths, who can market anything and they don't care about nobody but themselves unconsciously. And they represent maybe 1% of the population. But most of the population, I think nowadays, are trying to be gangsters. But unconsciously, at the unconscious level, most likely, if you're still listening to my words right now, you're not gangster at your core. And if you don't believe in what you're trying to share with other people, if you didn't buy into it for yourself, firstly, and secondly, if you don't unconsciously feel that what you're sharing is actually going to help your prospects, even though some of you guys are trying to justify, scamdemic, pandemic, government sucks, Illuminati, the Fed bank's printing. It doesn't matter what you justify unconsciously. If you don't feel that what you're sharing with your prospects at the unconscious level is going to help them, then you're going to have a hard time helping yourself. Hopefully you understand what I said here today. Very powerful marketing things that most people will never know if you're just trying to build a business online without getting trained as a marketer professionally. Okay. If you're looking for a legitimate affiliate marketing educational platform, powerful educational platform, underneath this video, first link in the description, company, platform, and system created by a guy that has taught many people how to succeed. Some of the strategies that I shared with you today are what he is teaching, what we are teaching, right? And you can even get some powerful information. Also, a lucrative affiliate marketing program. I know in my heart of hearts, I'm a product of the product myself, right? I'm not just promoting it. I've gone through the training, and it converts very well for me, consciously and unconsciously, because I know in my heart it's good for you. It will leave you in a better position than before you came across it. And it's a very lucrative, it has a very lucrative affiliate marketing program. That's all I got today, guys. Hopefully you got some value. Take care.